Hi there, I'm Seamus Calder with Money and Tech here today at Coin Congress. I'm here with Jake Benson, founder and CEO of Libra Services. How's it going today, Jake?
Hey, doing pretty good.
So why don't you start us off and just tell us a little bit about what Libra is?
So LibraTax is software that automates all your capital gains and losses for digital currency. We're launching in a public beta in a couple weeks, and it's a very comprehensive solution. Any type of taxable event, whether it's income, donations, purchases, sales, we automate all of the calculation for your digital currency holdings. Whether you're business, consumer, anybody can use it.
And how'd you guys get started doing that?
Earlier this year, I just saw the need. I went online, was thinking about taxes myself for my own Bitcoin holdings, and didn't see any software out there, no resources whatsoever. So I thought it was a major need in the industry. Left my job previously as an IT consultant for Capgemini and started building the software.
So you started earlier this year, so that's a pretty quick turnaround there. It's impressive.
Yeah. Got a great development team. We've been working really fast. Our goal is to get the software out and ready in time for extended tax season, because a lot of people in Bitcoin filed for extension because there's nothing they could do. Even CPAs, had trouble understanding the tax implications of digital currency. So yeah, we worked really hard, really fast, and we're glad to bring our product out really soon.
Yeah, so since the IRS ruling in March, how have you and just people in the community, have you noticed any strange reactions?
Yeah, a lot of people were upset by it. And that's because it wasn't classified as a currency. And to tell you the truth, the property classification is the correct classification. They were never going to write any new law for Bitcoin or digital currency. There just simply wasn't enough time, even though that's probably, the deserved treatment as some type of new financial asset class. But within existing tax law, the framework that exists, they had to pick either property or currency. Well, currency is legal tender. That's not Bitcoin, so there's one thing left, that's property. And that shouldn't discourage anybody whatsoever. There's actually some very interesting things you can do now that it's defined as a property, though it still acts like a currency. It doesn't prevent people to use it like one. And one of those things is donations. Donation of appreciated assets is a very good way to offset your taxable liability, and we're working on creating a tool to help users potentially eliminate all their taxable obligations, remain tax compliant, and give their Bitcoin to charity instead of the IRS. So,
I think everybody could be a fan of that.
Yeah, everybody should be.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, if it's a property tax on it, it means that you're charged very different than you would be if you were transferring currency to somebody. If it was just paying somebody, you actually have to. You have to actually recognize that you are giving somebody a Bitcoin?
Yeah, so the interesting and quite complex issue created by the guidance is that now every time you use Bitcoin to buy or sell a good or service, that's a taxable event. So imagine every digital currency transaction, the number of taxable events occurring is increasing by orders of magnitude. People aren't used to having to track their day-to-day transaction. Let's say buy coffee with Bitcoin, taxable event. So that's kind of a nightmare without any system or any automation to perform those calculations for you and to keep track of that. And that's basically the purpose of LibraTax, is to make all those issues go away and have the processing, cost basis calculations, all the taxable events just remove themselves from the user and the consumer picture and make it a service that happens in the cloud.
And then, so you guys are going live in a couple weeks, about 2 weeks, I'm hearing. How excited are you for that?
Really excited. I think I've gotten a lot of positive feedback so far with the private beta, and the fact that we're just going to save people a lot of time and a lot of money too is very exciting. So I really, really, really hope that people like our tool.
Do you get a vacation?
No vacations. Nope.
So this is just the beta. What can we expect further down the road once this is out?
So for the beta, we're supporting Bitcoin, supporting Ripple. We're going to introduce in like our version 1 final launch. When we come out of beta, we'll support more digital currencies. We'll probably have some analytic features that help you see how your spending habits are with Bitcoin, something similar to Mint perhaps. So just a lot of value-added features, tax form output. Will be finished during maybe beta. That's kind of a tough one to do. Multi-country support is another thing that'll come to. So there's a lot of features, a long list of features that we want to bring, but basically the core functionality is totally going to be ready for beta.
That's exciting to hear. What do you see in the future for the Bitcoin taxation? I mean, I know we just got a lot of heavy stuff that just got dropped on the community, kind of, but do you see that being really bad, or do you see how do you see it developing, I guess?
My view is the regulators haven't had time to fully understand what digital currency is. How does it work? What is it as a technology versus what is it as kind of like this political movement as well? So that's going to take time to sort out. The regulators, probably need some help in being educated. So that's something I want to assist with. So going forward, in the long run, I believe Bitcoin receives some special tax treatment. I hope they create a new financial asset class for digital currency. Considering last week's proposal from New York, that's very scary. But I also see it as a huge opportunity to legitimize digital currency, and I think it's very important over the next 45 days that the community voices their interest in making a sound set of rules that don't compromise the innovation that's going on right now. So let's see what happens. I think the regulators are open to all of our feedback, and that's encouraging. So hopefully we can make some compromises. Regulation is a necessary evil. For digital currency to go mainstream, there has to be some rules of the game. Let's just hope that they'll listen to the community and make regulations that are fair and not limiting.
Now, do you have a background in law or regulation or anything like this, or was this just kind of something that you saw a need for, jumped in, and you've just kind of been learning as much as you can recently?
My background's mostly on the accounting side. I was previously an IT consultant, and I did very large custom payroll implementations, and that gives me the technology expertise and the accounting expertise. When it comes to the legal side, I'm not a lawyer, but it's very interesting to me. I do read all the regulatory statements, the 45-page proposal from New York. I've read that. I have lawyers, several very high-profile lawyers on my advisory board, so we've got that covered too. But I think the legal aspects are interesting, but I'm no means the authority or the expert on it.
So how's your Coin Congress going?
Really good so far. We had a very good regulatory panel today at 12:30. We got to educate some people on the topic of what's really going on with all this regulation stuff. A lot of people, their knee-jerk reaction is to villainize regulation and say, oh, they're trying to shut down digital currency. That's really not the case. And I think it's important that we bring some rationality to the discussion, and the panel did a very, very, very good job of that. So far, so good.
Well, okay, thank you, Jake. That was Jake Benson with Libra Services. I'm Seamus Calder with Money and Tech. Thank you for watching.